Yo, check this out. This is Wayne Wonder, representing for Warieka LTV. You see the vision, don't it? See the vision. Warieka LTV. Keep it locked.
No, I'm gonna tell you. We, us as bloggers, these are the issues that we need to address. You understand what I say? You see? Set the path for the youth them. Share, like, and subscribe and stay tuned to the channel. I don't know all this. Yes, I. Greetings once again in the mighty name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, and all things that's good and wonderful about us. You know, see, welcome all viewers and subscribers. Viewers, if you like the content, subscribe. Make way to grow the platform. You know, see. Now, it's a black history, like me say. You can't have a month of black history. Over here, so always black history. Anyway, you know, see it. So, as how the season, where a lot of people might be more open for acknowledge or embrace certain things. What we want to do is show another side of the coin, because after all, through the atrocities of slavery and even after doing and things like that, we're going to observe, say, and we can fully observe from today's, you know, from where I go on, today's reality. Say, it's like Africa itself has waged a war on itself, you know, see, by adopting this war terms that they adopted in the past that facilitated slavery of the woman black self. You know, what we see observe is that they mash up Africa. Yeah, no hard feelings, no incitement. You know, see, it's just what really happened. Destroy Africa and by kicking out and allow certain people to take charge and things like that. And also you know, in turn you allow the destruction and continue to enable the destruction of Africa, because we don't really see you know, great development that might have preceded slavery or anything like that. It's like educationally, you know, it's like the thing hasn't changed, and you know, we need that to happen. We in the West here, we can't sugarcoat or petticoat it. We need Africa to transform and get together. You know, see, so even regarding black history of such, you know, we have to point out where historically we all went wrong. You know, see, I'm going to show you what go on after the great Malian Empire in the West African region. You know, see it, and we'll show you what continue to maintain the destruction and the denigration. You know, see it of a rich history. You know, see, yeah. Seeing so, in other one here, we are going to show you where Africans themselves, particularly in Nigeria, admit and kind of outline and to the best of their ability, you know, identify the process and the reasons for slavery and things like that. So it's nice when we can take it back from that perspective. So we might have idea how did I go on, you know, with people them head mentally back then, because this is confusing, Rasta. You know, see it up to this day it is. So we need to hash that out. So tune in and watch that video here, the interview with some observation from in Africa. See, we give thanks. Share, like, and subscribe. Rastafari.
Guys, this is heavy, man. And this is what they wear on their neck. All true?
Yes.
When I was younger, I used to hear stories about how foreign ships used to come down to the coast of Nigeria and take a lot of us away as slaves, like in millions, to go and work for them overseas under very inhumane conditions. Off the coast of Lagos is a place called Badagry, and this place holds a significant history in the slave trade era. So I want you guys to come along with me and let's see what happens in Badagry. I have long legs. Badagry is a place where many slaves were kept, and it's also a place that tells the story of how the slave trade started. It was one of the major routes for the transatlantic slave trade. I don't really know a lot about the slave trade, so I decided to go down here and meet up with somebody whose grandparents were alive during the era of the slave trade to tell me the story about how slave trade started in Nigeria. How far now? How are you doing?
I'm cool.
Yeah.
Tayo, right?
Yeah, Tayo.
The compound that we are is known as Brazilian barracoon. And barracoon is a Portuguese word meaning slave cell or storehouse where the slave were being stored. And the compound right now, we have total about 40 rooms in this compound.
Okay, so this is where they kept slaves?
Yes, in the olden days. And that is say each room contains 40 slaves. So this is called cowrie shell, as you see.
Okay.
So those are the kind of currency our forefathers used then.
Yeah, this is what they used to use as
But-
means of exchange.
Yes, but when they came, them say they can do business with our forefathers with this kind of money. Right on the wall, these were some of the European products that were used in exchange for the slave when they arrived. Like if the European give you one umbrella,
Yeah.
you give them 40 human beings as a slave.
Okay. Is this one of the rooms that
This is
40 people?
Yes, yeah.
40 people?
40, yeah.
Inside here?
Yeah, and we have 40 rooms in the compound.
Wow.
This one is called covering yoke. They use it to join to sleep together. They put this at the ankle or the foot.
Okay, to join two slaves together
and
by
then
the
second
leg.
slave. Now look at that small window tile. Can you see that small window there?
Yeah.
And that's what we provided the ventilation. Imagine 40 able human beings in there for 3 to 4 months. This
40
where they
human
eat,
beings
do
inside here.
everything. Imagine the odor, the heat. Imagine how many human beings because they will have died here. That's the reason when people come there, tell them you are not here to cash fund, but just to feel the pain the people of the past have felt. And those are the items that I show you on the wall. Each go for 10 slaves. These are 50 human beings. Look at your back there. This bottle, if you look closely at the body, you see it's in 73. Be customized on the body.
Yeah,
that's 10
1873.
human beings standing. So,
Guys, can you imagine the conditions that the slaves had to live in? 40 people in a room that is not even enough for one person. 40 people had to stay inside that room. I can't even begin to imagine how most of them would have felt.
so these are the canon.
Okay.
100, that's 200 slaves.
For this cannons, yeah.
European give you the long one, you give them 100 human beings, another 100. That's
Wow. These are the chains they use for the slaves.
You can see, that's why I say you can see how.
Wow.
Which, are you want
So they put it, yeah, let me try it.
Okay, so just tell the people how you feel.
Wow, this is heavy, man. Fuck, this is heavy. Ouch. It's even drawing my
Can I help
neck.
you?
Guys, this is heavy, man. And this is what they wear on their neck, all true.
Yes, there will be, it should be in a single
Yeah.
file, you know, in a straight road. This is another neck, another neck. It could have been like 100 of them.
Wow,
you know.
man, guys, this is very heavy. And they wear this all day, every time.
Yeah, while they're taking it away.
And it's even, this thing at the back is so not comfortable.
And that's their drinking pot here.
Oh, this is where they drink
They
from.
don't allow them to use cup, but they tie the hand at the back, they drink water this way.
Wow.
So
everybody goes
yeah,
in.
Imagine why the water get below, while struggling, the head can still injure the slave.
Wow. Just putting the chain on my neck, those chains were so heavy and it was hurting my neck, as you can see in the video. And these people had to go through all of this and they had no choice. Separated from their families, separated from everybody that they knew and sold. As you can imagine how these people were treated. So now we're going to the point of no return. And for us to do that, we have to cross over this lagoon here and get to the other side. That's where we see the point of no return. Point of no return is a point where once slaves get to, they can't come back anymore.
You know, Badagry was founded around 1425
Okay.
by a man called Agbede.
Agbede. Okay.
Yeah. And Agbede means blacks meat in Yorubas. The slave ship, which is called cargo ship,
Okay.
will be awaiting the slave
On the other side.
at the other side of the
That's
beach.
at the Atlantic Ocean.
Ocean, yeah. They will come in, get to the town, get the number of slaves that they want.
Okay.
After getting the slaves, they will now walk them in a single file.
Down to the beach.
They'll be in a straight roll.
Wow.
and that heavy chain will be on their necks.
You know, most times when they talk about the slave trade,
Okay.
it's always looking like, okay, it's just only the Europeans that were selling slaves. But it kind of seems like we Nigerians were also selling ourselves as slaves.
Very, very correct. Like me, that I'm standing with you.
Yeah.
My forefathers were not slave traders, but we own slaves.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
You understand? How do we own our slave? If you have a money, then
Yeah.
you can move down to the market
Yeah.
and buy your slaves. In
Okay.
the market, you buy slaves. From the
Wow.
market.
So they used to sell slaves like food.
Something
Like
like
going
that.
to Mr.
You
Biggs.
see, this is what really happened. It's of two sides of it.
Okay.
In some part of Congo, even part of Nigeria,
Yeah.
there's some places that they invaded
Okay.
and they took the people away forcefully as a slave.
Okay.
But in some part of it, there's some part whereby the Africans, locals or the chiefs, the warrior, they are also their facilitator. They sell their own people, because when they came, okay, they we fought war then.
Okay.
You know, man you want to dominate your domain, your kingdom.
Okay.
You understand? That ego is within us. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
So, like now, if your village and my village had a fight,
Yeah.
eventually, if you won the fight, you take the people away as a slave to your own town.
To your own town,
And
just
they'll
like
be
yeah.
working here, you understand?
Just like they do in war and
war,
yeah.
the victim of war, you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
So they will be working for you.
Yeah.
But when the Europeans came, they made the trade on ground.
Oh, they made the slave trade. So the slave trade
Yes.
was already happening when they
before
came.
they arrived, yeah.
Wow.
So they made the trade on ground.
Okay.
We been enslaving ourselves before they arrive Africa. We betrayed ourselves, which is still happening up to date.
Up to today, yeah.
You
That's
understand?
where I'm going
So,
to with this, yeah.
So if you check record, go and check record, or quote me.
Yeah.
Most of the slave facilitators, their children were the ones still ruling in Africa up to date. Yeah. So you see the same system going on up till date. The blames are on both sides.
Sides.
The European and the Africans.
And the Africans.
Facilitators, you understand?
Yeah.
As a child, when I was growing up, the story my own forefather, my grandfather, my father used to tell me then about who we are on the surface of earth, I realized that we are very, very powerful. We can disappear. You can
True.
tell the ground to open, it will open. How
That's
come-
Africans, right?
Africa, yes.
Yeah.
How comes the European comes around and
Force
force
us to
yeah, you
do what we
understand?
didn't want to do, yeah?
Later, as I now realize that we sold
Ourselves.
into slavery. They know that we are very, very powerful. They know who we are. You
But
understand?
it seems we don't know we are. We don't know the power that we have.
We know that we are very powerful. Out of 12 disciples, there will always be a Judas.
We are Judas.
You understand? Somebody must betray one person. You understand? Slave spirit add to a nation
Well.
well. Let's say the water. To buttress. Now, who dug this well? That's the question. This well was dug by the African chiefs. Why do they have to dig the well? Good. Now, the movement of Africans to America through that, it's known as Middle Passage. They call it Middle Passage. And the name of the slave ship is called cargo ship, which could take like 600, 700. You know, it was the Portuguese that started the trade.
Yeah.
Most of the slaves moved from Africa then, they stood into Lisbon.
Okay.
Lisbon is a very big slave market in Portugal then,
Yeah.
where everybody get their slave. Then later, along that, the English joined. And the name of the first slave ship is being Jesus of Lubeck, or Good Ship Jesus, owned by King Henry VIII of England then. But later, Queen Elizabeth rented it out to one of slave party called John Hawkins. And they started taking Africans away as a slave to work for them. And most of the town in America, even though the White House underground was built
by black people.
black people. Now, on the slave ship, we could have like 600, 700, 200. It depends the size of the slave ship. And the crew that were taking the slave away, they are no more than probably 25 to 30 people. They were taking like 600 or 300 slaves away. So most often, why taking it away? If the slaves spotted the land and it's aggravated, you understand, or they have any opportunity, they'll kill all the crew on board. They will not add the sailor to sail down to any available land. They will not occupy. The only person they will not kill them is the
Is the sailor.
They will ask the sailor to sail back to any available. I think that's what happened in Guadeloupe. and some part, most of the Caribbeans. Those
Oh, okay.
Haiti, Bahama,
Haiti, all those places, yeah.
So now the African chiefs came up with idea. What can they do so that the slave will be less aggressive? That's where they have to do the work. And once the slave walk in a single file without heavy chain, the stopover will be here. They will give them the water to drink. When they consume the water, we are told that they will lose their memory.
Wow, it will wipe their memory?
But it's not for life, for 3 to 4 months. It will weaken them, not really that you wipe, because if you wipe their memory, why are they taking them as they why, you know they can't.
Sure, they can't do anything. Wow.
So it will weaken them for 3 to 4 months. By then they will have sailed down to Europe or America. They will now regain their strength or
back.
memories back.
Wow.
So God might call it slave attenuation, some call it memory loss well. But ironically, some say the water is still effective. Some say it's not effective.
So if I drink this water now, I'll forget my memory for the next 4 months.
So 4 months to 4 months. But some say the power is still there. Some say it's still effective. Some say it's not effective. But we don't know how true this is because we never see a single source. Okay, let me
try it.
See if I'm gonna. Although sometimes you see some tourists say they will take it, but when we get here, you know that the water is dirty. That discourages sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's the way. Then after giving them the water, they will now move them to the point of no
return. But this well was dug by Africans.
Chiefs, yeah.
The chiefs.
Yeah. Even in Benin.
They also have one too. Okay.
Their own their own is a tree. Like this. We call it tree of memory loss. The women will go around the tree 7 times, the men 9 times, and we are told that they will lose their memory.
Wow. This is the point of no return that I was telling you guys about. By the time the slaves get here, this is where they bought the ships that take them all the way to Europe and all those other countries where they are being sold.
The monument that used to be here is these 2 straight pole here. This
one, yeah.
There used to be an object on top them.
Okay.
The object symbolize human being, and there's a chain that connects them. We call it Ark of Departure.
Ark of Departure.
So when they move them, they'll pass under the Ark of Departure. This is the bottom of the slave ship.
Yeah.
One slave head here. The next one that we follow
is on the head, the leg, head. The
reason that they don't want the means of communication within them.
Oh,
that's why.
Wow.
So another deck. The state government came up with beautiful idea. I used to call it beautiful idea.
Okay.
That they should build another monument in conjunction with the Ark of the Departure, and that's why they have to control this tunnel. Now when tourists comes here, you go in, probably there's going to be some artwork, pictures
inside,
you go in as if you are going to Europe or America, then you come back to Africa.
Oh, so that's how it goes.
Door of return. Instead of no more point of no
return.
But this project that you are seeing here is getting more than probably getting to 10 years now.
10 years?
Immensely. So we don't know where they're going to
complete it. Wow. It's very troubling to listen to and see all of the things people have been through. And when you get to this place, it's not being preserved. This part of Nigeria's history is not being preserved as it should be. The memory loss well that the African chiefs built is also not being preserved. The monument at the point of no return is practically falling apart. It has been under construction for over 10 years. That's a very long time. I believe that history plays a very important role in the development of a country. If you don't know where you're coming from, how do you know where you're going? If you make mistakes and you don't learn from them, how do we know how to move forward into the future? How do we know how to build the future if we're not keeping records of all the things that have happened in the past? I believe that within a couple years, if these places are not being preserved properly, we would have no history. One of the reasons I'm doing this video is to shine a light on the story of the slave trade in Nigeria. Secondly, is to showcase Badagry as one of the most important parts in Nigeria's slave history. I believe Badagry should be preserved not just for ourselves, but also for the people who are coming after us. They also need to know about where they're coming from. They also need to know their history. It was very mind-blowing going back in time to learn about how slave trade was started in Nigeria. That's all I have to share with you. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. And I'll definitely see you guys on the next one.